Hello and welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 308. I'm Laura, also known as Lala.
I'm Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les.
Leslie's at my house.
And it looks so neat and clean.
She's such a freaking liar. It is like SSK exploded in my house, pretty much.
Yeah.
If you're on Instagram earlier, Leslie pulled out the new flat iron wheel to play with, to start spinning on for the first time. And my cat was sitting on a chair, and surrounding him was like
all the wheels.
all the wheels in the world.
Really, it's not all the wheels. It's a quarter of the wheels.
So he was surrounded by the ladybug, the lundrum, the acacia, and the flat iron. And the Hanson was in the background. What you couldn't see that was still in the room was the
Saxony.
lundrum Saxony. And your matchless.
Or the sidekick.
Yeah, the sidekick's in here. Because since it got repaired, I haven't used it, which tomorrow I am going to use it because I want to make sure it works before we go to SSK. That is the plan.
That's probably not a bad idea.
So, knitting, what are you working on?
I just started a row.
Oh my gosh. I was trying to con her into doing it so I can knit a row. But I can show. Because mine's not very wide. This is the Kalara. There we go. And it is a pattern by Amba O'Brien. Mm-hmm. Is she from, I feel like she's from Australia.
She is.
Okay.
Well, I know she's from there, but she lives in Australia or New Zealand.
Okay. Because she was at Bendigo. Is it Bendigo? I'm totally butchering.
The Wool Festival.
The Wool Festival was this past weekend. So I got to see all the pictures. It was super cute. I am using, on this project, Knit Zings. Yeah. They look like Knit Pro Zings. They look like this. This is the packaging. This is not the size that I'm using. But they are kind of like Knitter's Pride's metal needles. Kind of their answer to signatures, I guess. They are not like signatures. They are much duller than signatures, and they're much lighter than signatures. But they are working well for this project, and that's all I care about right now.
I mean, the price point is very different from signature
Yes, that's true as well. You can only get them, I believe, in Great Britain. That's where I had to order mine from. But maybe someone in the U.S. will start carrying them. That purple yarn is Plucky, and I had a tag around here, but I don't know where it went because it's crazy. And then the Variegated is Republic of Wool in the Wrinkle in Time colorway. So I love Wrinkle in Time. It's one of my favorite books. I'm supposed to be carrying this up the side loosely. I'm not certain how loosely it's being carried. It's been a little bit of a stressful month. So that's happening. I'm actually on the final increase row. And then I will start one of the first sections of the decreases. So I'm a little worried because it's not super big right now. But blocking does wonders as well. And it's folding right along the
seam line.
Yeah, the decrease, the double decrease line. So it increases on one side more than the other. It's an asymmetrical shawl. And I'm interested to see how I'll wear it. But it's going to be fun. And it'll be a good SSK project, I think. Although I'm probably going to cast on some Desert Vista Iwerks socks for Leslie. Yeah, and the Everybody Knows Your Name colorway. You like
the Cheers colorway.
Since you have a birthday coming up in like less than a month, I should get on your birthday project. So that is it for me. I have not been knitting a ton. I have been doing a little bit more spinning than knitting this week, but it's a pretty light show for us.
Yeah, it's going to be a short episode.
We say that, and then an hour and a half's going to go by.
This is true. It'll be definitely light on content, like you say. I brought 2 or 3 projects with me, realistically. I doubt I will get more than a few hours of knitting time this week, because it is SSK week, and if you're relatively new to the podcast, SSK is a summer knitting retreat that we host in Nashville.
We have 150 people.
Yes.
149 people, because we had someone drop, unfortunately.
That's true.
Last night.
So we're working on filling that spot, but Oh God, where was I going with this?
So you're not gonna have a lot of knitting,
right? Yes, I brought.
But you brought your.
I brought stripe
your
study.
Americana stripe study.
My patriotic stripe study. People like it when we argue about things.
Yeah. It is not. This is more teal. See, it's coming. Look at the screen though. See, it shows as
looks more
like
blue.
A super blue. Like my t-shirt.
It looks almost like this screen but darker.
No, it's a teal.
Okay, can I have some?
No. No, you may not know with your yarn.
I only have like 5 stitches left, and then I can actually show this. So I am working on Stripe Study by Vera Valimaki, who is one of the teachers who will be at our Portland SKP event. What did we decide it was? Spring Knit Together Portland.
Yes.
We sort of kept the...
I feel like that's correct. I'm going to look it up, though, just in case.
I'm pretty sure that's what we decided on. I'm glad you wrote it down.
I think I wrote it down. Spring Knit Together Portland. Yeah. Look at this. Look at how organized I am.
It's a handwritten.
And I'm so organized. And this, look at my notebooks just like
destroyed.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so this is Stripe Study. And it is, that color looks pretty true.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
So this is the teal is Bullmiza, Twin, and Neptune, and this red is the first in a gradient pack of Leading Men, Fiber Arts.
You're getting pretty far on that red.
Cherry Pie. Yeah, I'm getting close to the end. It's getting smaller. I wanted the little ones on my Nasta pin.
Oh my gosh, you brought your Nasta pin with you.
Yeah, it was in the bag.
My Nasta pin's right over there where it's never been used.
I'm knitting this on a size 7, which is 4.5 millimeter needles, and I think I knit 6 rows this week.
That's about probably. I did go to knit night, so I think I got a little bit more knitting.
Yeah, because we recorded on Wednesday because you were out of town.
Yes,
and
we recorded right before my knit night.
Thursday, I spent most of the day or the evening because I had to work. Most of the evening trying to get together all of the equipment that I needed to pack.
Because at SSK we do a tasting room where you get to try all sorts of different things. Different needles, different wheels.
Drum carders.
Fiber
processing equipment of all kinds.
Yeah, so anything Spindles. That's in our house that can be technically considered.
And that means that we have to bring it.
Yes. Which is why we're renting a U-Haul.
Yes. It won't be so bad next year when we live in the same city, and
we could just rent a huge moving truck
from one place.
Together.
But no, I left, and then Friday I spent the day trying to get all the printables done, like printing the badges, printing the SSK bucks, printing the scratch off tickets, and all that stuff after work, and then I hadn't packed clothing or done laundry.
No.
Or anything.
You knew that I had a washer and dryer here.
Yeah. And then I left yesterday morning I finally got on the road around 9:30.
And you were crazy, my friend.
And I drove all the way from the eastern seaboard in Atlantic City to Mississippi.
Which is like 18 hours.
It was,
in one go.
And
she made me stay awake till 1:30 to let her into my house.
Yeah,
which I was fine.
Very cruel that she was sitting in her pajamas comfortably.
Spinning.
But yeah, so that's it. That's the entire content for me for
knitting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think either of us have finished objects for this week. I do have lots and lots of spinning. There's a lot of spinning that I would like to get done before SSK. I need to clear off some bobbins on Leslie's wheel. So that's going to happen this evening, hopefully. We've been working on SSK stuff all day long.
I think in your brain there's a time warp on the amount of time left.
I've totally got like one of those Hermione time turners, and I just keep flipping that bad boy, because in my mind I have time to ply 12 ounces and spin 8 ounces.
Well, yeah. I mean, all we have to do really
is
stuff all the badges, get everything. We've already done the highlighting the classes and getting the amounts done, but we have to stuff 150 separate goodie packs, get everything packed again. You have to get all your crap together.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
And you have to do laundry and pack your clothes.
Yeah, I haven't done that either. And every single wheel has stuff on it. Yeah. There's not a single wheel in this house that does not. So that's always interesting.
But you had spinning, right?
But I do have spinning. I totally have spinning. So things that I have finished spinning.
I can apply things for you.
I might have you do that actually because it's SSK stuff. So it's like we'll work on it together. So this bit of gorgeousness, you have this actually. You have
Is that the one that you sent me?
So these are Knit Spin Farm and her Halloween batlings, and I spun some for Spinzilla last year, and I liked them so much I ordered myself and Leslie some more. So the ones that I spun last year, I had actually separated out. So like all the green and purple was one, and all the black and orange was another. And I did a 3-ply, and I'm gonna do, Joanna does this really cool thing with socks, and she calls it 3 plies 2 ways, and one is a true 3-ply, and the other is a Navajo ply, so the colors separate. It's really, really cool. If you don't watch Knit Spin Farm, she really goes into it in detail in her last episode, which is something that has the word love in it, but it's a great show, and she's really, really an interesting person. We enjoy spending time with her, but so I'm going to do, I think, striped wristers with those ones in that same kind of vein. And then this is just a 2-ply, and I'm going to do a matching hat with this. And I'm going to be all Halloween-y. And I'm probably going to knit this for our Halloween craft all the things that we do in September and October. So that's the first thing. And that was 215 yards of a 2-ply. The second thing...
What is it? Oh, it is.
It's Bond.
It condenses really well.
Yeah, it's Bond is made from, I think it's like a Cordale.
No, look. See, I squished it, and look, you can still see the imprints of the squish in the... Yeah. Like, it denses up really well.
So it's Bond, which is... Bond wool is mainly found in New Zealand and Australia, although there is at least 2 flocks in the United States, because... the woman who goes to Estes every year.
Yeah, we looked at hers.
We looked at some of her fleeces last year, and she's known for being like the Bond person.
And they were beautiful. They were pricey, but I'm sure that it's worth it. We've never spun Bond fleece. But...
So this is Bond, and this is Southern Cross Fiber in the Final Frontier colorway. He did 2
Star Trek.
Yeah, Star Trek themed things. Well, he left it open to interpretation, so he put frontier as like the word that you could suggest images for, and so one was Elk Lake, which was this gorgeous natural like frontier, and then Star Trek. So it's squishy. It's 250 yards. It'll be a hat for me, I think, because it's purple. Although I don't care about Star Trek at all, so I think it's kind of lost on me. But it's awesome. So the last thing is I have 2 bobbins. These are Woolly Winder bobbins. You can tell Woolly Winder bobbins from regular bobbins because they've got the little gears. Yeah. And mine are very dirty, but whatever. Oh no, I'm dirty. Nice. This is last month, so June's Hello Fiber shipment. It was a Cordale, and this was such a lovely Cordale. Like, it felt more like almost a Polworth than a Cordale. It was really, really soft. I mean, it feels prickly now because it's got a twist in it, but it was a nice, soft, longer staple fiber.
Are you 3-plying it?
I'm 2-plying it. 2 bobbins.
Oh, can I ply it?
Yes, you may ply this one. So this is the way... Yes, you are allowed to do my job for me.
I like plying.
I know you do. It's good we hang out together.
It's so much better recording in person than it is over the computer.
So this is Witchling. I love it. If you can find extras of her stuff, she does do shop updates, and that's Adrienne of Hello Yarn. I love her dye sensibilities. These are not my colors. I am not, obviously.
Don't say obviously. You could love gold, and that
well, I don't think it's a super flat. I do love gold. And that black and gold, but it's not really a super flattering color on me. So this is going to go for one of the SSK door prizes.
Oh, cool.
For the Scarlet Bennett. Yes, I am. I'm moving to, like, this whole room looks like it exploded, and there's no room for any, like, surface areas that are not covered. So I'm slowly inching. I'm taking up Leslie. Like, once it leaves my space, and then it gives to Leslie's space, and there's more room over here. Yeah. I think that's it for me for spinning. I have some other Knit Spin Farm batlings on Leslie's wheel. I'm almost done with 2 ounces of a green pasture colorway. And then I've got some pink on the ladybug. And then the sidekick over there has some spinning on it that, Amy Beth from last year at SSK, she won a prize.
Oh, jeez.
And then my sidekick broke.
Oh.
And it didn't get done. So I'm going to work on that at SSK. I'm doing some fingering weight 3-ply for her and socks. Well, and then she told me she doesn't like knitting socks when we were at Knit Farm. And I was like, maybe I need to rethink this. Maybe I should spin that blacklight stuff for her instead. I bet she'd like that.
What blacklight stuff?
See that rainbow over there? See the clear Tupperware with the green handle?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Do you see so that fluoresces under blacklight. That lady was at,
does Amy Beth often...
I don't know. Maybe she party. Maybe Amy Beth has like a rave going on in her house all the time.
You never know. I mean, she's Trixie, that one.
She is. I think she's secretly.
I can just see Tova flipping lights on and off.
Like Homestar Runner, the Cheech, when he's like,
Homestar Runner. God, you're old.
I am old. And I love him. I have a Homestar Runner t-shirt from college. I would still watch that if it was new. Oh, the light switch rave.
We're old.
We are. When I was in college, what was the rage was like the bubble raves. Did you ever...
The phone parties?
Yes, yeah. Like the phone party things. Like that was
I never went to one because I lived in Mississippi and we weren't cool enough. But I've seen them. You've
seen them. We have a book to review. This is The Knitting All Around Stitch Dictionary by Wendy Bernard. It is the sequel. Look, this is the perk of never putting anything away. Last week, we talked about Up, Down, and All Around. This is the first one. This is the sequel. She also has written a bunch of design books. And one in particular that's more like I think they're custom knit is their names. Maybe. Anyway, this is the Knitting All Around Stitch Dictionary. 150 new stitch patterns to knit top, down, bottom, up, back and forth, and in the rounds. So every stitch is given instructions on how to knit flat and how to knit in the round. This retails for $30 US. I purchased this myself. It was not sent to us for review. We review a lot of books that are sent to us. So this is one I purchased because I really like the first one.
I really like this one, actually.
I do. So I like the concept of this, and it does go into how to swatch in particular.
Which is great for trying out stitch patterns. Yes.
It's just fun to swatch in general. But she tells you how to read charts. And
every single pattern is charted and written.
Yes. So, well, not every single one. The ones that need it.
Yes.
So the main issue I have with this book, and it's a nitpicky thing, but the first two patterns, so the first section is knits and purls, and the first two patterns are stockinette stitch and garter stitch, and I feel like we don't need a stitch dictionary for that.
I mean, I think it's worth a page in a stitch dictionary. If this was the only stitch dictionary you owned, that might be relevant to you.
Maybe. I
wouldn't be okay with an entire chapter, but I think a page is fair.
Okay. I'm still disagreeing.
That was totally teacher Laura. Okay. You're still wrong, but I'm not going to argue about it.
I'm disagreeing. So every chapter, there's a bunch of different chapters. Every chapter has probably around 30 different stitch patterns. Most are written, all of them are written flat, all of them are written in the round, and then most are charted. There are some really unique stuff in here that I haven't seen before.
And each section is done in its own color, which is kind of a neat
So I know that this is knits and purls, because at the bottom of the page, this recording live where things are reversed is going to kill me. See, it says knits and purls right there at the bottom. Yep. And then it's blue. All the blue sections are knit and purls. And at the end of each chapter, there is a pattern. So this one's, and not just like an accessory pattern. There's some sweaters. So this is a sweater pattern called Seersucker Pulley. It actually is I shouldn't be surprised because Wendy does really good sizing, but it's sized from a 30 all the way up to a 51.5. It uses Blue Sky Alpaca's extras, which is kind of a worsted weight, with a gauge of 18 stitches to 22 rows. So it incorporates some patterns into...
And you could swap out, the stitch pattern if you didn't like it.
yeah,
for something
definitely.
different.
The second section is lace. Third section is twisted. The twisted had some stitches that I definitely had not seen before.
Yeah, I agree. It had something that was similar to a bobble, but wasn't a bobble.
Yes.
That had like a wrap that I actually really liked. It gave texture on both sides.
And I liked the concept of this wrap. I thought was really interesting. So there's the
Fuji wrap.
And so it just looks like a crisscrossed shawl kind of, but it buttons in the back.
It essentially looks kind of like a scarf.
Yeah.
And then with buttons.
That buttons in the back, which is kind of cool, and it leaves your hands free, but still covers this area. And it uses overcast button loops, which I've never done before.
I haven't either. This is the one that I like.
That's the one? Yeah, it's
interesting.
interesting. So there's all these texture stitches in this one.
I'm supposed to be counting.
Oh my goodness. How are you yelling at me? So these are twisted, slipped, and fancy stitches. The star stitches in here, that's one of my favorites. And bow knots, and welts, and chevrons. And then there's cables. Oh, I did like the pattern, though, for this one. Look at these cute wristers.
Yeah.
So, there's those super cute wristers. With one of the slip stitch patterns that goes up. And she does say that how to adjust to do some, incorporate a different stitch pattern if that's not yours. Then we have cables. And the cables are very clearly charted. And then after cables, and there's a cute hat. It's a very cute hat.
I like that she incorporates some basic patterns in with her Stitch Dictionary so that you can pretty easily try out something small, like a hat or wristers.
And then there's lace, and then there's mosaics, and there was a really... Look, there's the stag heads. It's mosaic knit deer, basically, and now I want to incorporate this in something that I do.
She has a lot of mosaic knit patterns that I hadn't seen before.
Yes, so there are a lot of new patterns in here besides just garter and stockinette stitch. There's also a section in the back that's designing from scratch. It's 6 formulas for socks, a basic top-down sock pattern. It reminds me a lot of the Ann Bud, but a smaller condensed. Like, you know how Ann Bud has the knitting patterns, like, from the top down, like sweaters from the top down. It reminds me of those, so it's, like, different formulas, basically, for knitting toe-up socks, and how many to cast on, and how many stitches work for the heel, and they're all in nice little charts. And then there's hats from the bottom up, and then there's a triangular shawl in 2 directions. Both are triangles, but there's a bottom-up double triangle formula and a top-down double triangle formula. That looks a lot like Lala Simple Shawl. It does. Different with the lace at the bottom, but Lala Simple Shawl has like the garter and the eyelets that go through. There's a lot of shawls like that. But, yeah, some really... And then there's a key and special techniques section in the back. And it tells you all the names. So if you know the name of a stitch pattern and you want to find in this book, like if you want the thermal stitch, there's an index that tells you exactly what to do. But also the index. This was really cool. Did you see this?
I didn't, but that is really cool.
The index is organized not alphabetically, but how many stitches that pattern takes. So if I'm designing a pair of socks and I'm like, man, I really want an 8-stitch stitch pattern, they're all listed.
Separated
or 10,
by the number
yeah,
of
they're
stitches.
separated that way. And then there's an index that is alphabetical as well. So I thought that was really, really cool.
Custom knits, yeah.
Custom knits, there we go. And she's done a bunch of stuff for Creative Bug and Craftsy. I have her Creative Bug classes as well. So that is the Knitting All Around Stitch Dictionary by Wendy Bernard. It retails for $30. I think Amazon, when I linked it, had it selling for around $22. And it's a spiral bound, so if you dig the spiral bound, lay flat thing, there you go. And so is her first book as well. So I think it's definitely worth a look to see if there's some new and interesting stuff, if you're a designer for sure.
I like that.
Or if you want to start getting into designing.
Yeah, you could feasibly pick that book up and design a simple hat.
Oh yeah,
or design
easily.
Simple wristers.
Very easily. So we have a question for Yarning for a Smile, and she asked, my question is there anything that you collect that is not really fiber related? For example, I have a major Funko Pop addiction, and I just love those cute little buggers. look how they look sitting on my yarn shelves. I also have a book collecting and vintage cats and sheep related thing addiction. So I do have a ton of Funko Pops. Here's Snape. He hangs out in here. Snape. I have a lot of Alice in Wonderland stuff because that's my jam. And I love the original Alice in Wonderland illustrations, especially. But and I love steampunk stuff as well, and Steelers stuff. And now I'm starting to sound like a hoarder.
Literary references and art.
Oh yeah,
you do a lot of literary reference.
Definitely.
In books.
Although
I would consider you more a hoarder than a collector
of the books. It's getting there. For sure. Someone sent me a PM and she was saying that her aunt and uncle had so many books that it broke the foundation of their house. And I'm not quite there yet. Luckily, fiber is light.
Yeah, that's true.
And I have a big enough house that I can spread stuff out a little bit. But
I collect pigs.
I know you do.
Ceramic pigs or silly stuffed pigs or...
Pigs in space.
Michael picked me up. He went to Vegas a while back. Well, he's been several times, but the last time no, it wasn't Vegas. It was in Oregon, because he goes there every couple of years with his friends. But he brought me back this super creepy looking pig. It looks like the pig is Hannibal Lecter's pig. It's really creepy, and it's got googly eyes too. But it's a ceramic pig. It's all put on top of the bookshelf in the living room so it can watch.
So it can watch you.
But yeah, I collect weird pigs. I like that, and anything labyrinth related.
Yeah, you do. And there's that new Labyrinth board game that's coming out.
Yeah,
but it's not going to be out in time for your birthday. And Ponky's my board game person that I if I don't know anything.
You ask her.
I ask her, and she's like, I don't know much, so I decided to wait and see. Because if it's really good, maybe it'll be at Gen Con, and I can convince one of the people who is going to Gen Con to get it. But yes, we like Labyrinth. We both like Labyrinth, but she likes it more than me.
Yeah. But Laura's more of a Princess Bride fan.
I am a Princess Bride fan. For sure. And anything Roald Dahl.
Yeah.
So I think that's it for us. I'd be interested to see what other people collect.
I think that'd be fun to. I think that would be fun to learn.
Amazing and maybe a little bit scary at the same time.
I mean, to each their own. I mean,
yeah.
Michael collects tools. I guess that's probably a common thing for men, but he collects. I came home a month ago and he got this high-powered microscope. And he told me why, but I can't remember why. And he's like, so if you ever want your yarn, examined by ply, he didn't use those words because he didn't know, but he's like, I can take pictures on a microscopic level for you. And then I came home one day and he's got the equipment. I swear it looked like the Breaking Bad movie, but he's got equipment that will melt down the metals off of the circuit board so that he can reclaim the gold.
Because he was trying to convince me to send him my old MacBook so he can melt it down. And I was like, no, I need it. Maybe when you move back.
But he's got all kinds of random stuff. At one point, there was something under our deck in the back. And we didn't know if it was mice or rabbits. Or there was something that had a nest down there because our dogs would go crazy. And I was like, how are we going to figure out? Because we can't get under there. He has a little camera that goes down under the that fits between the slats and can go around like a little worm.
What was it?
Not that he needs to buy it. He already owns these things.
What was it?
It was a rabbit. A rabbit's nest. Most of them lived. One of them was not fast enough.
Oh, from Neelix. Neelix is a fast little dude.
Anyway.
So what are you reading right now in all your free time?
Yeah, I don't really... I'm rereading a couple books that are on my Kindle, but I did listen to, on the way down, a book that I had read before, and I don't know if I've talked about it on the show or not, but it's by an author named Amy Lane, and she's a knitter. Oh, cool. And it's a male-male romance, but that's 10% of the book. Most of the book is just, general life experiences or whatever, but I remember when I read it a few months back, it made me cry. not like big ugly tears, but like it made me cry several times in the book.
Aww.
And so I thought, I've already listened to it. I know exactly what's going to happen. It's fine. I really enjoyed the book, so I downloaded it. But no, I'm driving through Kentucky, just tears, just going down my face. So the next time I stopped, I had to download an Alana Andrews. I downloaded Clean Sweep.
Yeah.
Which is the first of the Innkeeper
Yeah,
books.
I need to catch up. I'm like a couple weeks behind since I was out of town.
Yeah, no, I haven't read any of the new one, but the what do you call her? Narrator's kind of annoying. She's like super Southern, but it's very affected. So it's a little bit
because they're from Texas and that.
Yeah.
Book. Interesting.
But that's pretty much it. What about you? I
am rereading kids' books, including Dealing with Dragons by Patricia Weird. It's one of my favorites. So when I was out of town, I had those on my Kindle, and I just started rereading them. And her Marilyn the Magician series as well, which I think is out of print. But yeah, just rereading some stuff because I don't have the brain space right now for new stuff.
Learning new characters.
Yeah, anything really. Upcoming things, of course, SSK is coming up this week. We have Stash Dash still going on. So Jessica, my friend Show Me Your Knits, said if we want to hit 15K, we have to hit 11K by the end of July.
Hit 15K.
And I am at... Let's see.
I think you'll do it. I think you'll do it even if you have to sacrifice sleep.
I'm at around 7,500 right now. So, because I was at 61, and then I don't have any of the spinning on here except for the Southern Cross fiber. So I have another pound to add on, and I was averaging around 300, 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, and then the baby sweater. So, yeah, I'm at like around 7,500. I don't think I can get 11K by the end of... Just because of SSK will take the whole week, and I won't get... Although, who knows? So if you ply that, though, that doesn't count towards my Stash Dash.
Oh.
So that's a whole issue that I might...
why not just gift it? Gift you the yardage because I don't need it.
No, I need to do it myself. So we'll see. I could just not take that yardage, although I think that's going to be around 450 yards from how thick it is. So we'll see. That is about it. Stash Dash. Oh, prizes. I want to show off the Stash Dash prizes because I forgot one last week.
Oh, I was going to say, man, I sure hope you got them over there because I'm not digging through them.
So that
is adorable.
It's so cute. Look at the little pockets. So it's got these little pockets that you can stick stuff in. This is from Sarah's Cotton Patch. She is a European bag designer. So if you are overseas and you're looking for a very cute bag, she sent a couple different bags for SSK. This cute little one for Stash Dash. So this will be perfect for like...
a pair of socks. Yeah,
or minis or whatever else. So that's cute. Of course, the Cheeky Garden.
Yeah, I looked at a couple of those schemes Laura has.
So pretty.
I might need to visit that website.
Yeah, she's got some pretty cool stuff. If you're interested in any of the SSK door prizes on the SSK blog, they're all listed there. And most people sent for both. And then this is Stranded Iwerks. Funfair. I think this is on its way to me. I think this is the one that I bought from Amy, who will be at SSK. So she's like my yarn mule. She's like, I won't charge you shipping from the UK if you order before this date. And I was like, I'll buy all the things because your yarn is pretty. And that's Stranded Iwerks, and Amy Florence is her name, and she's got a great podcast as well. It's one of my favorite video casts, so she's super cute and British. This is One Hook Double Stitch.
I think that's going to knit up really cute.
I love this, and this is the Bailey base and After the Storm colorway with some super cute stitch markers. There's a little owl.
They can't see it.
There's a fortune. Oh, there we go. Well, kind of. There's a little owl and a fortune cookie and a flower. And they're the removable stitch marker kind, which is super nice.
Lobster clasp. That's nice.
I think those are actually earring. They're earring.
Oh.
Not lobsters. So that's pretty cool. And then we have 2 bags. 2 small wedges.
Oh, by Nekozuki. What is it?
Yeah, Nekozuki Knits.
Yeah.
And she sent 2 large wedges for SSK as well. So there's this cute little sheep. And then this cowboy print, also adorable. And these have the double taps, which is really neat, and very cool matching ribbon. And I think this is a Japanese fabric. So very cool. I think that's about it. When we get back from Stash Dash.
When we get back from
SSK. See, all the S's. They get confusing. When we get back from SSK, it'll be almost time to draw another Patreon prize. We're taking next week off because Leslie has to drive back to New Jersey.
And also, after all that people time, I'm going to need some not people time.
So we're taking next week off, and that's good for me because that is also, that Monday is when school
you have to ramp right back
kicks
up.
back in. I need to go up to work and laminate all the things. There's a book called The Librarian from the Black Lagoon, and her superpower is she laminates, like when the kids are bad, she laminates. We will have a live podcast tomorrow.
Yes.
The same setup. I'm not moving anything. And we're going to be talking about Stash Dash. Maybe I'll total my stuff by then. We are going to talk about whatever you want us to talk about. So if you have any questions about anything, just let us know. And most of our stuff for SSK will be packed, so we won't be able to show you a whole lot of that. But everything else is fair game. And then when we get back the first week in August, we will draw from Patreon prizes. And thank you every single one of our patrons for all the support.
Yes. Genuinely and sincerely appreciated.
Yes.
Helps us find time and the resources to look for new cool stuff for you guys.
Yeah, and the live podcasts and shipping and everything else. So we appreciate y'all so much, and I think that's about it. Do you have anything else?
No. I need to get to flying, apparently.
I need to get to spinning on your Arcadia wheel, and then sneak the flat iron out from over there.
Yeah, you need to spend some time on that one.
Yeah, I do. I want to play with that. Not to buy, but I can always borrow it from Leslie because she's moving down the road for me soon. That is about it. We will talk to you all in 2 weeks. And, we'll see y'all the live podcast tomorrow. The link is in the blog. And then we will see everyone else in 2 weeks who can't make the live podcast. All right. Bye, y'all.